I got something in the mail that might help me with all my projects. It's a laser engraver, and so let's open her up. This is the Creality Falcon2 Pro.
I'm gonna review this from a person in my position. I'm a cosplayer, creator, and artist that makes high-level one-off projects. So will it cut the materials I'll use every day? And is the Pro machine worth it for someone like me, or should I have something smaller and cheaper? Creality makes good machines. I've used their printers before, but this is my first laser engraver.
So, what makes this a Pro machine? Everything included with the Falcon 2 is present in this machine, but this one has an integrated camera, removable crumb tray, and the most noticeable and obvious difference is the enclosure, which is the majority of the assembly. This package is the 22 watt version. If you get the 40 watt, it comes with an additional head for smaller details. For the 22 watt though, I think it's a medium best of both worlds scenario. It can give you those smaller details that the 40 watt can't give you, and you don't ever have to switch out the module. As far as software, I'm using Lightburn, and it's really easy to install the laser and also very easy to calibrate the camera. They give you all the documentation of how to do this, but if you prefer videos, there are YouTube videos on the exact how-tos. Once I got everything calibrated, I started testing out materials, starting with basswood. I just engraved a small portion of the map of Middle Earth, and it looks really good. So I think this is gonna be my next project. Just went to close this and this came out. So you definitely need to do it directly from the center. Then I moved on to testing acrylic. So the engraving is barely there, but it cut through it very nicely. All right, this is 6mm high density EVA foam. I'm not sure how well it will engrave though, so let's test this out. All right. Oh, that looks good. So it cut clean through and etched into it. I'm gonna try this on blue 4mm foam? 4mm foam? 6mm on blue. So about the integrated camera, this is an upgrade that I absolutely love. You can see exactly where you're cutting, so you could focus on a little tiny scraps, which is really nice. Almost didn't cut through, so my cut's gotta be a little bit stronger. I guess the blue absorbs a little bit more than the black. That looks pretty good. I could probably turn up my etching a little bit more. So with the levels a little bit more so the etching is a little bit deeper. Okay, so now for a real project. No more testing. I'm going to the Renaissance Fair this weekend and I have just enough blue EVA foam to make some awesome vambraces to go with my costume. And I've made some pretty detailed vambraces before. I'm using my pattern for Galadriel because I know it fits. But I'm gonna up my game with a fully engraved Celtic cross design. I got the cross and a seamless texture on Adobe stock, and I made the design using Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, and I think it looks really nice and appropriate for fair. I ended up with 3 files. The first is the engraving file, that's grayscale, the lower outline being black, the Celtic texture being gray, and the cross that won't be cut at all is white. Then I had a vector file that will cut the outside and the holes for the laces. Then the last vector file to cut the cross. Here's the process of engraving that main piece of the vambrace. Again, using the camera to align my material, and I'm using metal rulers to hold the corners of my foam down since it was wanting to curl up. And then I press start and it goes. This did take a while, I'd say about an hour and a half. It's on the slow side, but if you're someone like me that does one-off projects and isn't batch producing for a store, the wait isn't that big of a deal. There we go. Get the crosses cut. All right, after a few test cuts, I think I got perfect for 2mm, and I have it on a piece of balsa wood, so my super small pieces won't fall through, and I'll be able to tell where all of my cross pieces go, so I'm not putting together a puzzle afterwards. Like sizzling, burning, instead of just cutting, so All right, I think this turned out better. Yes, way better. Look at that.
I actually had the power a little low, so it was mostly cut through, but still holding together. But it worked out in my favor. I realized I wanted to keep most of the pieces and just take a few away. I'm gluing the entire thing on with Eco Weld and removing the parts I don't want while the glue is still wet.
Now I've got 2 fan braces with the cross on.
As I prime with Plastidip and paint it up, here are my final thoughts on the machine.
Final thoughts on the Creality Falcon 2 Pro. I love it. Will I be using it? Definitely, yes. The quality and level of detail that I'm able to get now versus the tools that I had at my disposal before is day and night, so big. I absolutely love what I've been able to create with this. I can't wait to make more. The bed is big enough and large enough that I think I could do most of my cosplay projects as well as all of my little like nerdy things that I'm gonna do. If you're right now looking at the Falcon 2 and wondering whether you should upgrade and go for the Falcon 2 Pro, if you have the budget, I say definitely go for it. These are upgrades that I really, really like. I love that the enclosure pretty much takes all of the smoke and vapors and pushes them out the window. So if I'm really cooking, I can smell a little bit of smoke, but for the most part, can't smell it at all. If you have the door open when you start the machine, or if you open it while it's cutting, it will shut off. I like that feature just as an extra safety. And I really like the crumb tray. It makes it really easy to clean up and find any pieces that might fall through. One of the best parts about it is just the quality of the cuts that I'm able to make now. The camera makes everything so easy to do. Some drawbacks of the machine, I do wish that this USB for the camera was integrated into just one single USB. Having 2, it's just a minor annoyance that I think could be improved on. I like that it can be used for Mac and PC. I'm a Mac user. But will I be using this? Absolutely yes. This level of detail is insane. I can't wait to make more things. And I'm definitely gonna be putting it to the test as I make more projects. So anyway, I gotta get ready for Ren Fair, so stay tuned for the final result.